Things keep getting weirder and weirder for Animal Crossing. One of the biggest criticisms in the last video about Animal Crossing New Horizons I made was that there is no ability to transfer your save files from one Switch to another. There's no cloud saves. We've known this for a while. But Nintendo, I don't know if it's just due to the backlash. I don't know if it's just because it just in theory sounds stupid that there's absolutely no way to recover your data for Animal Crossing New Horizons if something happens to your Switch. They have actually made an update both on the Japanese website and the Nintendo UK website. We're going to read both of these updates courtesy of Nintendo Life. And this seems to suggest that Nintendo is looking into offering a way to recover your data, although not necessarily in a convenient way and still behind a paywall and possibly behind a customer service call as well. It's kind of weird. Let's just see what it says. It says this software does not support save data storage of the Nintendo Switch Online. That's their cloud storage system. It does not support that. But in case of failure, loss, or the theft of a Nintendo Switch console, we are considering a function to back up save data. Use of this function is limited to Nintendo Switch Online subscribers. Correspondence time is undecided. We will inform you as soon as the time is decided. Now, that was just a translation of the update in Japan, but here's what it actually says on Nintendo's UK website. It says this game does not support save data cloud functionality of Nintendo Switch Online. However, the ability to recover Animal Crossing New Horizons save data from the server. No, they're saying from the server. They're not saying from the cloud service, but from the server in the event of a console failure, loss, or theft will be available to Nintendo Switch Online members sometime in the future. Animal Crossing New Horizons does not support the ability to transfer your save file from one Switch to another console. So again, reconfirmation that you cannot take your save data off of, say, this Switch and transfer it over to this Switch. You can't do it. It's not possible. It doesn't matter if it's local. It's just not doable. Now, hackers know there's a way to do it, but Nintendo has not enabled the ability to transfer save data from this system to this system. Now, some people have speculated, well, can you do it if you do a full system transfer? Possible. They don't say that's not, the full system transfers won't work, but they also don't say it will. They're saying you can't transfer save data from one Nintendo Switch to another, so that could mean that even system transfers might not work, but that's a sticky situation. And the thing is, it appears the save data is not even stored on the Switch. So in Splatoon 2's case, the reason that you can do full system transfers and transfer data from one Switch to another with Splatoon 2 is because all the data is stored locally. But that's also one reason why it also isn't stored. There's cheating that can basically happen, and that's why the cloud save data is not available for Splatoon 2. But if they just stored the data on their own servers like they're doing with Animal Crossing, that would kind of take care of the problem, in my opinion. But here we have Animal Crossing New Horizons, and it looks like the data is stored on Nintendo servers, not stored locally. That would explain why, well, you could transfer systems all you want. It doesn't make that data available because the data isn't on your Switch. So there you go. That's why that doesn't work. And it doesn't have cloud backups because there's nothing to back up because the data is on Nintendo servers. But the thing is, they're going to let you be able to get that data back, but only in a very specific case. It says only if you have a loss or theft or a console failure. So if your console breaks, if you lose your Switch, or if your Switch is stolen. Not if you upgrade. Or say you enjoy the Switch, like, you're loving your Switch, but you want to move down to the Switch Lite, and that you want to make that your main console. That's not going to be an available option to you. You cannot, be able to put your data on that Switch. You just can't. You can't do it. You get a Switch Pro in the future or whatever. Switch 2, you cannot transfer your data. There's only way to transfer it off of here is if you lose it or break it or it's stolen. There really is no other option. And they're not even saying that there's a convenient way to do it. They're just saying, in the future this will be covered. But there's no systems in place currently on Switch to do anything that's outside of the cloud system. So while they might be able to enable something that's very game specific to recover the data, how are they going to know or verify if it's been lost, stolen, or broken? Well, you're going to have to call customer service. Reality is, the solution they're offering is going to require a customer service call, possibly over an hour on a phone, just to get access to your own save data. That, to me, while it's nice to have an option, and this is better than nothing, I got to give Nintendo credit. The way things were looking heading into this video anyways is that there was no ability to transfer save data system to system because, well, the save data is not on the system, and there's no cloud backup, so you're just screwed. You break your Switch, you're screwed. You can't get the data, which is weird that you would be screwed if the data's all on a server. Should it be easily transferable? But Nintendo wasn't enabling a way to do that. So coming into this video, coming into this response, it kind of looked like you're kind of crap out of luck when it comes to your save data. You better hope your Switch never fails you, or you never lose it, or nothing bad ever happens, because that's it. That's the only way you're playing it. But now they're saying, well, okay, we can enable a feature in the future, and this feels like it's going to be post-launch, because they're not really saying it'll be available at launch. So this feels like this will be something maybe this summer or whatever, that you can get your data, but it's going to be a lot more complicated process, and you have to pay for that process. And I think that, to me, is one issue that I have with what Nintendo's doing in paywalling their cloud services and stuff. Now, I don't mind actually there being a paywall for the cloud save data backup, because you could still do local transfers. You could still transfer all of your local data from one Switch to another Switch. That is something you can still do. The problem is this is a game you can't do it with. So while, yeah, cloud save data backups are a lot behind the Nintendo Switch Online service, you still could do the local transfers for literally every game on Switch, except for Animal Crossing. Even Splatoon 2, you could local transfer, and it doesn't cost you anything to do that, even though that's not really a backup. I mean, it can be a backup, but it's not really a backup. So my question is this a good enough solution, or is this just making things even more complicated and more strange? Again, credit where credit is due. This is better than literally nothing and just knowing your data is screwed forever if something bad happens to your Switch. But it's also not the ideal solution. And Nintendo really hasn't given a good reason as to why you can, if everything is stored on their servers, right? Like if this game requires the online service, which it sounds like if it doesn't require it, it's going to be close to requiring it. So if all the save data is located on a server, you have to connect to the internet to access that save data. It doesn't make sense to me why you can't just access that save data with your account on any Switch. I don't get why they're making this so convoluted. You know, it's bad enough that you can only have one island per Switch, no matter how many accounts are on there. You can't have a separate island for your children or whatever. Like, they can't have their own save files. It's weird. Like, they have their own save files, but you know what I mean? Like, it's still the same island. And then they just make it really complicated to move that island to a different Switch, even though it's all located on a server and shouldn't require anything more than just logging in with your account and boom, you're there, because it's all server based. Like, you know, like Call of Duty, if you take your account off of one Xbox, put it on another Xbox, and log into Call of Duty, all your data is right there because it's all located on their server. Why does this have to be such a complex thing with Nintendo? But it is, because Nintendo, when it comes to their online, I guess it's just always been behind the curve. And this is just another example of how far behind the curve they are, because if this is a game that truly all the save data is located online, like it should be with Splatoon and Splatoon 2, then why can't we just access it freely on any Switch we're on? Why do we need to pay to access it? Why do we need to potentially go through customer service? Why is it so convoluted? This to me is what baffles me. I guess it's always baffled me about Nintendo, how they handle all of this stuff, because they don't let you make local backups anyways, and the reason they don't do that is so people don't hack their files and all that. And I understand the reasoning why that, you know, and a lot of systems don't offer that. You know, PC does, of course, but you know, most other consoles don't allow that kind of system. But I'm utterly confused at what Nintendo's doing here. Again, this doesn't mean Animal Crossing New Horizons isn't going to be a great game. It's probably going to be a fantastic game, potentially the best Animal Crossing game we've ever seen. There's other videos out there by other YouTubers like the BitBlock and others that are pointing out all of the new features in Animal Crossing New Horizons, and all of them sound amazing. And there are things going on in this game that have never happened in an Animal Crossing game before that is extremely, extremely exciting. So this is not a knock on the quality of the game. This is more so a knock on Nintendo's handling of their online systems and not being fully up to date with the times on how to handle properly backing up video games. It's just kind of a mess, and it's just something we're going to have to deal with for now. Again, I'm glad there's going to be some sort of solution in the future, even if it's behind a paywall. But I'm also a little sad that it's not there at launch. At least it doesn't sound like it's there at launch. And Nintendo is still not letting you do like local, you know, like you can't system transfer. It's all messed up. Anyway, folks, I am Nathaniel Reveljance from Nintendo Prime. Be sure to tune in tonight, by the way. We do have our Nintendo Prime podcast. It got delayed from yesterday to today for personal reasons. It is happening tonight at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. I already got a special guest coming on, plus Eric. I still have to talk to 5J, but assuming 5J can do it, we'll have a full cast. That'll be great. We'll be talking more about all the Animal Crossing stuff. We'll be talking Switch Pro, a whole bunch of stuff. It's been a while. We haven't had a podcast in a while, so we have a lot of stuff we're going to talk about. And I've actually been playing games on Switch again. So, like, hey, I could talk about that finally. So, it's awesome. It's great. I can't wait to catch you guys in the next video. Be sure to subscribe, drop a comment, like this video, hit the bell icon, all that jazz that you're supposed to do that every YouTuber says, but then, like, maybe less than 1% of you actually do, but it all helps the channel grow. I saw someone in the last video say, this channel deserves more subs. I don't know that I deserve more subs. I think I have exactly what I'm supposed to have, but if you truly think that, then spread the word and get people to subscribe and check out my videos. All right, folks, catch you guys in the next one.